That was a bit of a sneak peek from X cover. Anyway, what do I do in my off time besides shout at the camera and make YouTube videos? I play guitar, and I really love music. And I have this Instagram page called carl.tunes. It'll be in the iCard if you want to check it out, where I do my guitar covers. I made two. The first two were kind of lackluster. The third one is the one we're going to be taking a look at today. It is Best Part by Daniel Caesar and h.e.r. So, a lot of you maybe are interested in how guitar covers are made. What's the procedure behind making one? Either because you want to make a cover of your own, or you're just interested in that world and how that shit is made. So that's going to be the midway point. I'm not going to go too technical to the point where it's boring and complicated, but I'm also not going to go too simple to the point where it's boring and uninteresting and unbeneficial. So let's get right into it. The three things that you want to know most of the time when you want to make a cover: the chords, the beat, the BPM, and the scale. Don't be afraid of the words which I just said if you don't know what they are. So chords are basically a collection of notes which kind of make sense to not go too deep into what they actually mean. For example, this is a chord. It's called an A minor chord. This is a G major chord. This is a D7? You get the gist of what a chord is. So when you're searching a song, for example, in this song, the beauty of this song is there are four chords repeated in the same way, the same rhythm, the same everything all the way through. That's amazing, right? It's simple. Some might be, oh, it's too simple. Oh, I gotta show my skill. Who gives a shit, dude? Simple chord progressions are sometimes the best. The chords in this song are this, same way all the way through. Repeats. You got your chords. You gotta find out what your BPM is. What is a BPM? It stands for beats per minute. Essentially, it's what keeps you in rhythm. For example, if we're counting in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it applied to these chords, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of the gist of the beats in this song, unless I fucked it up completely, my bad. Next, you're gonna take a look at what a scale is. I'm not gonna bore you too much with what a scale is. If you play an instrument, you already know that. If you don't, what a scale is, it's basically a collection of notes, and it makes sense to be played with the chords, let's say, in the background. So, for example, if we're taking a look at, let's take a look at the first two chords of this song. So, right? It wouldn't make sense to play something like, has nothing to do with that. So instead you play something, for example, you can tell the difference. It makes sense with what's being played in the background. Why would you want to know what the scale is? Well, it makes it easier to find the melody. Take it back a step. The song starts off with "You don't know, babe," so it would be something like, and I would have been able to figure that out just being like, you don't know, babe. You could just do that, and it would work technically, but you would fall into the mistake of maybe singing on the same string or whatever, or just going for random notes out of the thing. So finding the scale makes your life a fuck ton easier. Just search what is the scale of this song. So now you kind of have an idea of where the notes are in that scale. So when you hear the song, so, you don't know, babe. And the thing about this song, it makes it easier for things like harmonization. If you don't know what harmonization is, it's basically multiple voices at the same time that kind of work together. For example, the easiest example I can give is, for example, something like this. It's in harmony, you know? You can go way too extreme with that and way too complicated, or you can keep it simple. In this case, there are two voices being played at the same time. Daniel Caesar, who is the lower one, which is, and then h.e.r, who is going like, so they kind of work together, so that makes that easier. You could go way deeper with harmonization, but I personally stuck to that. So you got your chords, you got your BPM, you got your scale, you kind of figured out what your melody is. What's left? Well, style. At this point, it's purely interpretation and what you want to do. Personally, what I did was I added the bass, and I fucked around with the bass a lot. I don't play bass guitar, I don't have a bass guitar. What I do is I use what is called MIDI. What are MIDIs? Well, to put it bluntly, it's something within a music software. I use GarageBand. And it simulates let's say it simulates what an instrument sounds like. So you play a random key on your keyboard and it makes a sound from the instrument which you choose. So I did that to reach the lower notes. Then I used two guitar tracks over here. And what I did was I played the bass that was a couple octaves higher. Let's say a couple pitches higher. It sounds higher. So you got your bass, you got everything else is interpretation. You know, you could just go one track. You can do multiple tracks of the same notes being played in the melody just to give it more volume, if you will. But everything from that point on is just interpretation. Now, best part is pretty easy. You can start off and tackling easy covers, easy songs. Well, let's say a cover which I'm working on right now, Longing. I played it at the beginning, right? The thing about Longing, and why did I veer into that? It is an ass, because the rhythm is all over the place. It's not wrong, but it's weird, and he takes so many pauses. Gustavo is a mastermind, but it's hard to count, to find what the beats are, at my level at least. Maybe someone else instantly gets it, I can't. The rhythm is a bit weird, so that one's gonna take a lot more work. But best part, it's just simple. Covers are really, really easy to do if you want to do something simple, and you can do them correctly. What I give you one piece of advice. Once you finish, leave it to the side. Leave it for a week. Don't listen to it. Don't go anywhere near it. You leave it for a week or at least a couple days. Come back to it. You will have a completely different view on it. That's something my guitar teacher told me, and he was so right about that, because your ears get used to the sounds that you're making, to the sounds that you're hearing every single day when you're going in and out for hours and working on that track. If you distance yourself from it for a bit and then come back to it, you're like, oh, this is obvious. I need to change that. I could add this. I could do this. I could do that. A lot of room to work with that. So generally speaking, go out there, make covers, do shit. It's fun. It helps get your minds off things. It helps you get busy, and I enjoy doing it. I don't know if this video was entertaining. If it was, then hurrah. But anywho, thank you very much for watching. Hope this was in some way enjoyable. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content generally. Don't forget to hit that bell. Twitter and Discord are in the description as always. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, stay safe. Peace.